Hey guys, what's up? It's Carl back with another smartphone review, and today we're checking out the Oppo Find X3, and I've actually taken a look at the X2, even the OG. This is actually one of the coolest unboxings or press release boxes that I've had the chance to take a look at. I've had a little sneak peek, but I will share it with you guys today. The phone is embedded in what looks a bit like a crystal. And this is actually hinting the main selling feature of the phone, which is the first phone with a billion colors. So we have to figure out what Oppo means by that, but we will take the phone out of the crystal. And underneath here, we've got a bunch of goodies. I think they're just screen protectors. This is actually just showing us that today is today, March 11th, and the hashtag awaken color. So it's all about the colors, which I'm a fan of. We've actually got some half decent looking cases, and because Oppo has sent an extra one, I'm giving away this exact unit. If you do win, I will include one of the cases. So just be sure to comment down below your favorite color. This video is all around colors. The first phone with a billion colors out of a billion. What is your favorite? You know mine is orange. If we get an orange phone, and for everyone grabbing this retail, the unboxing experience, you still get a black case, which is always nice. User manual is inside there, and the phone, which sits right underneath. And I know officially it's available in two different colorways, the gloss black, and more importantly, we got the one that I was eyeing. This is in blue. It's a dual tone finish, and this is one of the most interesting looking phones. It almost looks a bit like liquid metal. For any of you Terminator fans, we will get to the design quickly. And depending on what region you're in, you will get a 65-watt supercharger, so you'll get 45% in around 10 minutes of juicing up, which is always nice. You also have a 4,500 milliamp hour battery in this, so it's a beast, easily should last you the entire day. But let's get to the most important thing, which is the design. And if we take a look at the back, this is made out of one piece of glass, and there is no seam, no gaps. It is pretty much unibody. And when you typically take a look at any back of smartphones, so I'm gonna take my Note 20 Ultra here, you can see that both pieces are separate. It's an area that dust loves to collect in, and it almost looks a bit of an afterthought. They've just slapped an extra layer on it. On the X3, that is smooth. I'm digging that. And in the end, it's just an extra spot that dust can't collect. I know all you OCD peeps will really appreciate that. And it also just feels nicer to hold in the hand. So clearly they're spending a lot on R&D. You get over 2,000 control points. And yes, Oppo, it feels very comfy in the hand. And that continues on to the display. And it is a curved piece of glass, so you'll either love or hate that. It doesn't flow too far over, and you do get a 6.7-inch panel. And this is where it gets its name, the billion color smartphone. This is the billion color display. And typically most smartphone displays, I guess displays in general, only display in 8-bit color. There are a few exceptions, like say the Pro Display XDR, LG OLEDs do display in 10-bit. This is one of the first smartphones that has the capability to not only display in 10-bit color, but shoot in 10-bit glory as well. So you're getting 64 times more color than traditional 8-bit. And when you actually look at, say, one of my expensive cameras, we're recording on the A7S III. This currently does 4K 10-bit. And on the B-Cam, which is the Sony A7R III, that can only record in 8-bit 4K. So you can clearly see a difference, I think, from this video to that one. We are getting 64 times more color in my A camera, and that's crazy that we're getting the same kind of color performance in something as small as a smartphone. So you're gonna see huge color improvements in not only media consumption, all the photos, all the video that you take, everything will look better with this device. And to take advantage of all that extra color that we get, you of course need some pretty decent glass. So we do have a quad camera system. So we've got a 50 megapixel wide, 50 megapixel ultra wide. Those are using Sony's IMX766 sensors. It takes some pretty decent shots. I'll let you guys be the judge. Here are of course samples. We're getting some really nice and rich color. Obviously dynamic range is really good. And if you want to see any other comparisons against other flagships, let me know and I'll just post those simply on social. The coolest thing though that I really wanted to test out was the new microscopic lens. So that's the fourth one sitting off here. And when I pull that up on camera, you actually see this little ring light be enabled. And when we take something as simple, say, as this fabric, let's kind of get this right here. We're in 1x right now over this wool felt pad. We can even go 2x. We can see individual fibers. I don't think I've ever seen that on a smartphone before. That is super dope. Microscopic lens. Oppo. I'm gonna be using this on every single thing that I own. So on top of all the cool lenses, you've got some pretty great video features as well, like I mentioned, because we can record in 10-bit at 4K, so that's pretty awesome. You can also go into movie mode, where you can record in log, dial in things like ISO, aperture, but maybe the best part, just initially testing this, is the ultra steady video mode. Probably the smoothest video camera in a smartphone that I've used. You do have to dial it back to 1080, but I'll show a little example here. Nick, give us a little wave. Look how smooth this shot is. This is like butter, so this is with it on. This is with it off, you know, maybe not as steady, still half decent, but clearly that ultra smooth video. I'll show a couple more examples. It is so silky smooth. It's almost like we've got a little built-in gimbal. We have to test this out more. Here are some more sample shots. We're gonna go outside. Impressive. Me chasing Link is probably more impressive. Going on to the actual performance of the device, and I know sometimes smartphones big up the camera a lot. They'll throw every single feature, including the kitchen sink, say that, oh my God, the performance of the camera is great, but they still scamp out on the actual specs. Oppo has kind of flipped that. They've included the best silicon inside. So you've got the Snapdragon 888, you've got 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. It's running over top Android 11 with ColorOS 11.2. It is silky smooth. So no matter what you're throwing at this device, handles like an absolute champ. It's got a 120 Hz adaptive display. It's IP68 water and dust resistant. They are throwing every feature, like I mentioned, including the kitchen sink, including the spec'd out camera, including 1 billion colors on the display. So clearly this is a true flagship. And I don't really have anything bad to say about the device other than perhaps availability. So you saw in my box, I have the Euro charger. Hopefully this makes its way across the pond to the US, to stateside, Canada, North America, wherever you happen to live. I think Oppo is making some really big strides in the smartphone scene. And if you haven't heard from them yet, I guess now you have. So yeah, that's gonna be my review of the Oppo Find X3, probably one of the low-key smartphone flagship winners so far this year in 2021. I know between, say, this and the S21, which one I'd kind of lean towards. So remember, if you wanna win one, a billion colors, let me know your fave down below in the comments. And if you want anything other featured or reviewed on this, let me know down below as well, and I'll hopefully hook you guys up. I will catch the rest of you though in one of my next vids or vlogs. Peace.